banks are getting a little aggressive in some of their pricing on short sales these days.
It's getting really aggressive.
You know, we've talked before about the importance of pricing on a short sale. It needs to be at market value. They are not going to, it's not a fire sale. They're not just going to drop the pricing to the floor and say, okay, yeah, you can have it. What we're finding now, I know we've seen it a lot on deals lately, is you market a property, you come back, and they're much more inclined, so to speak, not to just accept the offer that comes in, but they're starting to come back with counteroffers. And some of those counteroffers, I'm not going to say they're all completely valid. Some of them are quite a bit higher than offer price.
Right. And unfortunately, and I hate using this line, but I use it a lot with clients, it's like late night TV is bad. Late night TV is really, really bad because you get these quasi-investors.
Right.
They've got $50,000 or $100,000, and now they think that they can go out and buy a $300,000 home for $100,000 or even a $200,000 home for $100,000. It's simply not happening. Not in our market. It may be happening in Detroit, where you can buy half a neighborhood for $100,000 in certain areas, but you're talking about an absolutely depressed area of the country. The overall average is market value right now across the country.
Right, it is market value, and that's why we've said it before. We always recommend that agents out there go into a short sale listing with a listing strategy in place. Have your comps run, show what market value is. Again, you know, you should do a property condition report or something along those lines that demonstrates if there's repairs needed, what they are. Now, the bank have never seen this, so you go in there and you've got this information documented. Take photographs, let them know. Put the property on the market. Again, time permitting. If you've got a sale coming up or something along those lines and you're running out of time, it's going to change your pricing strategy.
Right.
But if you get this well documented and you put it together, you go out there, you list the property, you don't have an offer, you then do a price reduction, you continue to market the property. If you still don't have anything, another price reduction. If you include all of that in your short sale package, the bank are much less inclined, we have found, to then come back with a really high or a strong counter.
Absolutely, and for those of you in deficiency states, especially agents and homeowners watching this, keep this in mind. You're going to be approached by investors, you're going to be approached by other agents that want to lowball that particular property. And that agent or that investor is looking out for their best interest, not your homeowner. If you're in a deficiency state, and let's say for some strange reason you pull the wool over the bank's eyes and you sell that property for 20% or 30% below market value, who's responsible for that deficiency?
You are.
The homeowner. That's right. So as an agent, you have a fiduciary duty to protect that homeowner and represent that homeowner. You're not representing that homeowner if you're going to push for a lower margin on that particular note.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to protect the homeowner in these situations. And, you know, we've talked pricing strategies before, but we wanted to come back to this because we've been getting some feedback. We've been getting some questions saying, hey, you know, there's agents in my market that, you know, they always seem to be wanting to list the property low, or their short sales aren't going through. Well, again, if you're not listing it at market value, you're trying to get a low ball in, you're double ending it because you have an investor, you're setting yourself up for problems down the road.
You just said all the magic things. You just said all the magic things to greed. Like, if you're trying to double in this, and you're trying to sell it low, and you're trying to do this, and that, in my humble opinion, is what got our market, one of the reasons why our market is in the situation it's in now. Back in the big glory days, as some agents would call it, they were selling homes without ever doing their due diligence for a buyer or a seller. They were writing offers on the hood of their car, selling stuff faster than they could actually list the properties, and making more money than humanly possible because people were just so damn greedy.
Right.
And we're seeing that again. And I'm not trying to pick on investment groups or agents working with investment groups, because we work with investors also.
No, investors are great. We love investors.
But there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And if you're out there right now thinking you're going to pull the wool over the bank's eyes, put yourself in the bank's position. If you hold the note, okay, and there's, say, $400,000 owed on that note, and the current market value of the property is $250,000, why would you personally sell it for less?
You wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. And that's late night TV. It drives me crazy. Or these, you know, so many people out there right now are still looking for that magic cure
Were you up late last night or
I
something?
was, man. I was up really late, and I couldn't sleep at all. But they're looking for that get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen. I mean, ask anyone that you personally know right now that you admire on the amount of income in which they make a year. I'll guarantee you, well, maybe I shouldn't say guarantee. Yeah, I'll guarantee it anyways. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I will guarantee you my next commission check that they didn't make it quick.
Right.
Unless they won the lottery.
Exactly.
They didn't make it quick. They worked really hard and they did the right thing. We understand there's people that do stuff that aren't absolutely correct, and I'm not talking about drug dealers and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that nobody that I know of or have ever known has made a boatload of money really quick.
No.
Without doing something illegal or simply wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. Bottom line here is, again, keep your client's interests at heart here. Do what's best for the client. Everything else seems to take care of itself when you do that.
Yeah.
It's, we get accused all the time saying, well, you just want to do this, you just want to do that. No, you just want to do what's right. If you focus your business on doing what's right, it's amazing the sort of returns that you get on that. The pay it forward concept. It's the same thing. If you're having problems on these, do the right thing. Don't try and pull the wool over the bank's eyes. Protect the interests of that seller. List the property at market value, and you're going to find you're not going to have these huge problems with these, very strong counters coming back. The strong counters coming back, just tell me the bank are wise to it.
Yeah,
they know what's going on.
They've got so many homes that have been foreclosed on or sold at short sales. They have software in place right now that when they get the APN number or they get the address, they can pull up what the comps are without sending them into the house.
Right.
The whole purpose of the BPO or the appraisal is to see if the home is in livable turnkey condition or if it needs repairs.
Right.
So the bottom line is market that property, list it at market value. If you're running low on time, you're still going to want to list it in the range, but probably the lower range of market value. And if the home has a lot of damage to it, substantiate your price by having licensed contractors give you estimates for what it would cost to bring that home up to turnkey position.
Exactly. You do all that, you're not going to have any problems. The transactions will run much smoother for you. But again, we'd always appreciate your comments. We'd appreciate your feedback. If you're having issues like this, if the property is at market value and you're still doing that, we'd love to hear about it. We'll help where we can. Visit us at s2neg.com, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for stopping by.